missiles in the sky. I watch my life flash before my eyes, but at least there's one huge plus. We know that the bomber was a gay woman, drone pilot, hashtag girl boss.
Listen, guys, I'm telling you right now, judging by what Iran has said so far, it feels like they're just going to say, oops, you hit us, but it didn't hurt us that bad, and their retaliation will be fairly limited. This doesn't mean that further war is avoided here, because the appetite for further death and destruction and regime change is coming from our side. Okay? They want stability. We want death and destruction and instability. Make no mistake. I hope I'm right. Best case, they just say, oh, we ate it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And then they launch a couple missiles at like empty barracks. But then again, this is a severe violation. A severe violation that could be a wake-up call for the Iranian leadership to say, okay, maybe they just don't have any interest in negotiations. Like, maybe they'll fucking understand it. Who knows? And therefore, we'll actually respond with the most severe response that they could possibly do. And I've already detailed what that would look like: mining the Strait of Hormuz, lobbing ballistic missiles in the direction of every American asset in the region, trying to pull other allies into the conflict to defend Iran. But that is less likely, I think. They have to do this to establish deterrence. If they don't do this, then America is going to do the bombing campaigns again and again and again. And slowly but surely, they're just going to erode the entire leadership structure of Iran. They're going to kill a fuck ton of civilians in the process. And ultimately turn Iran into a failed state. What is this? Mannan Raisi, the Qom city member of the Iranian parliament. Contrary to the statements of the lying U.S. president, the nuclear facilities in Fordow were not seriously damaged. Only the above-ground structures, which can be restored, were destroyed. In addition, everything that could pose a danger to the population was evacuated in advance. Bye-bye. There are no reports of any nuclear emissions. Trump's false claims about the destruction of Fordow are refuted by the fact that the attacks were so superficial that there's not even any fatalities at the facility. But we regard even this U.S. aggression as America's direct entry into the war. Now, Iran will decide how and in what way to respond to the U.S.'s blatant stupidity. Okay, this is exactly what fucking Hakeem Jeffries said about Donald Trump when Donald Trump's administration arrested the staffer of a Democratic representative. Hakeem Jeffries was like, oh, we're going to figure out a way to respond, and it's going to be swift. I'm telling you, Iran, get in on this meme early on, okay? Iran is behaving like the Democrats. Like, this basically corresponds to what I was saying. Trump turns around and says, look, my aggressive military action looked awesome. It is going to make Iran back down because his generals got in his ear and said, this will be just like Qasem Soleimani. This will be just like Qasem Soleimani. They won't do shit. They can't do shit. Now, of course, this still doesn't mean that the goal is accomplished, because the nuke stuff is bullshit. It's not significant. What's actually significant is destabilizing Iran, turning it into a failed state, and then the violence will unfold in spectacular fashion if that were to happen. But I don't know if this will be as severe a response. And the Fox general told them to tell the Iranians don't respond and they will listen because they don't want the smoke. Yeah. Any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight. Thank you, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. That's what he tweeted out. Anti-war, by the way. You say Iran only wants peace and stability. You clearly have no understanding of Iran's goals. Iran wants to close the Strait of Hormuz, remove the Gulf states, and implement control of the Persian Gulf and all the oil. They have said this repeatedly. Okay, dude. Well, I want Chinese-style democratic centralization, okay? That's what I want. I want high-speed rail. Am I getting it? No. So shut the fuck up. What Iran wants and what Iran is capable of doing are entirely different things. Also, you just made that shit up anyway. The fuck do you mean? Oh, Iran wants to actually nuke Washington, D.C. Okay, cool. I guess we should listen to that guy. Remember this? I mean, yeah, they're all fucking liars and hypocrites. Tulsi Gabbard, a vote for Kamala Harris is a vote for Dick Cheney and is a vote for war, more war like World War III and nuclear war. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote for a man who wants to end wars, not start them. I'm told by experts that the underground tunnel in Isfahan is much harder target than Fordow, and it is not clear whether the Tomahawks were able to destroy it. There is no way they got in that tunnel. It's deeper than Qom and harder rock. Well-placed source tells Fox. International Atomic Energy Agency inspectors reported multiple times that it was used for storage of UF6. UF6 was one of the large precursor materials to make enriched uranium, but that there was no enrichment going on inside that mountain. But it's important that UF6, uranium hexafluoride, be accounted for and eventually removed. Isfahan is where Iran also manufactured centrifuges. Hossein Shariat Madari is reporting the Hormuz will be closed on TV right now. He's a hardline editor of the Tehran-based Kayhan newspaper, appointed by the Supreme Leader Khamenei. Wait, really? If they close the Strait of Hormuz, that's different. What is this? I've said this before. It's easier to topple the regime than to fully dismantle the nuclear program. The reason, much of it is mental capital, knowledge dispersed across thousands of scientists. War can't erase this. Even physically, dismantling Iran's program requires U.S. engagement with certainty of outcome. Without it, America won't risk intervention. Striking Fordow may be symbolic, but it won't ensure finality. Yeah, of course it won't. Like the nuclear program is also built on scientific knowledge, and Iran has exported this expertise to allies across the region. The same applies to his drone program. AIPAC, who funds many Dems, glazes Trump's decision. Of course, AIPAC, Trump's principal decision to dismantle the Iranian nuclear program, which strikes on Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan, is profoundly in America's interest. I'm losing my mind. You voted for this? Wait, I did? You think I voted for Donald Trump? What are you, fucking stupid? Yeah, I'm a huge Trump supporter. By the way, vote for any party. You're voting for this, for the record. You're voting for AIPAC either way, big dog. So technically, you're not wrong. Honestly, whichever way you vote in our duopoly, you are still voting for exactly this. It's just the whichever flavor of this you want. Do you want the gay version or do you want the homophobic version? Still gay, but homophobically gay. Which version of gay fascism do you want? The openly gay one or the homophobic one? Inside of you are two wolves, okay? Within the American duopoly, there are two wolves. Both of them want to nuke Iran. Hi, I'm waiting for another condemn from our Chinese government. Oh my God. Oh my God. Victor Gao about to go on fucking Sky News and hit the condemn so hard. Dude, I'm telling you, just wait. China's going to write another stern letter talking about the importance of international trade, and everyone is going to be like, look out. These guys are the global hegemon of tomorrow. Look out. Look out. China's coming in. They're going to fucking condemn so hard. Just you wait, baby. You won't be expecting this condemnation. This will be so stern. This will be so stern. China literally, I'm telling you, I talked about this yesterday. China hit the nuclear option on trade one time in this process where They just said, okay, you want to do tariffs? We won't sell you the materials that you need for your defense. We own all of them. We have a monopoly on the refinement process. We basically have a monopoly on the procurement process. We won't give them to you. That was the nuclear option for trade. That's the only time that they ever implemented it, because Donald Trump was like, we're not going to do trade with China. That's it. They will never do it for anything else. God forbid the American suburbs are not awash with fucking labubus. Okay? God forbid China ever take the stage as a global hegemon in the direction of peace and prosperity. Oh my God. No, the only time they would fucking, they would hit the nuclear option as long as America says no more labubus, no more shine. You say no more shine or sheen, however you say it, China will come out and be like, this is unacceptable. Nukes are about to fly. Nukes are about to fly unless you fucking restore global trade right now. We have to trade max. Oh.
New chapter, new page. Let's start again. I think realistically, even if this does end up in the long term having a positive impact on some level, this is a new chapter now, and we have no idea what it entails.
And you also have to think about the years and the millions and hundreds of millions of dollars that the Iranian regime spent on this nuclear program. How much they have staked on this program, even just from a domestic politics standpoint. I mean, this is an incredibly embarrassing moment for the Iranian regime to see these three sites, according to President Trump at least, destroyed in one fell swoop with these strikes. They are going to need to find a way to save face here. And does that entail these significant attacks that we have been anticipating potentially against U.S. troops in the region? Does it entail significant attacks against Israel, where we are right now? And how do they move forward? And so this is an incredibly volatile moment, as much as we were talking before about the way in which this is, earth-shattering and changing the face of the region potentially. We don't know which direction things are going to go in, and this is a very delicate moment for Israel and also for U.S. troops and civilians in the region as well.
Kylie Atwood is standing by. Kylie, I understand you have new reporting on U.S. diplomats in the region.
Yeah, so what we're learning as you guys are talking about the potential Iran retaliation, we don't know what that will look like or when it will come, but the U.S. Embassy in Iraq and the U.S. consulate in Erbil, both of those are undergoing a pretty dramatic drawdown as we speak. There are flights that are leaving Iraq. Earlier this evening, they were actually halted for some time because there are questions right now about the airspace in this area, as you can imagine, Anderson. But as the United States is drawing down.
Israeli media claiming that Israel will stop the attacks on Iran now. Dude, I'm telling you right now, anything Israel says, assume the opposite. Okay, you're gonna get like a 90% hit rate. maybe they'll stop. I don't know. Maybe this is the 10% where they're being honest. Okay, but I swear to God, if you were to listen to everything Israel says and take it seriously, like fucking Anderson Cooper, you would be wrong 90% of the time. If you were to unconditionally state that everything Israel says is a lie, you would be wrong 10% of the time. I think I would rather go with the second option. Okay? All they have to do is send bird flu positive people directly to the U.S. and we'd be on our knees. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh my God. All they have to do is, maybe that's what the Iranian government is hope is that like they're gonna collapse eventually, and by they I mean me, us, we. So we should just keep doing as much diplomacy. We'll tank the damage to the best of our ability. Any day now, they're gonna fucking kill themselves anyway. Is probably their position. Everyone is trying to play the waiting game. Nobody wants to be the hegemon right now because inevitably it's going to end. It's going to end. We can't sustain this. A lot of people have deluded themselves into thinking we can, but we can't sustain this. This is crazy. It's madness.
Israelis traveling, people with dual citizenship traveling through Jordan or traveling through Egypt overland for understandable reasons. I want to bring in General Wesley Clark, former NATO Supreme Allied Commander. General Clark, your thoughts on this operation?
Jason Kiss Sakura, shut the fuck up. This is a further escalation. This is a further escalation than the Trump administration deciding to unilaterally strike Iran without telling anyone else. Send me the clip. Send me the link right now. Sorry, this is, for all the adults that are watching, this is a totally irrelevant side point.
We don't know about Fordor. Maybe they have. We also, as you all were saying, Anderson, we don't know about where the nuclear materials really are. The Iranians have said they've already taken them out of these sites.
Who might have kissed the girl for the first time ever.
And so forth.
This
so
is
we
big
just
news.
don't know. It is, as Clarissa Ward was saying, a very, very volatile and uncertain time. I just hope that the president will use the momentum and the dominance that he has achieved to really push this regime. I hope we're not going into another argument that we had on Friday with the Europeans of, you won't enrich, yes we will enrich, no you won't, yes we will, because this really isn't about enrichment, is it? It's really about a state that has dedicated the last 40 plus years to the destruction of another state in the region. And this is the chance to really push for a redefinition by Iran of their purpose, whether that's a regime change or just a backing away from what they previously said. But it should go deeper than simply trying to avoid escalation dominance and hope we can restore the situation that we had before. It's about trying to move to, as Clarissa said, a new chapter. And that new chapter needs to be that Iran has given.
I want everyone to remember that Uncle Cy Hirsch was right once again, okay? When the goat speaks, we listen. Do you understand? Nobody, and I mean nobody, got it with pinpoint accuracy with the exception of the great, the GOAT, Seymour Hersh, okay? Remember that.
I do hope that we have people working underneath this, talking to lower level people inside Iran and getting their sense of things. And maybe there are people inside Iran who say, enough of this old regime, let's change the direction of Iran now. Save the civilization that we have.
But the Israeli Prime Minister also said that, quote, you suck. On June 13th, he promised that Iran's nuclear capabilities would be destroyed, and he has kept that promise. Speaking to his own citizens, he said that he did this because Iran is an existential threat to Israel's existence. And previously, the Army Chief of Staff had said that this is going to be a prolonged conflict because Israeli intelligence had told them that there was something Iran was doing that was reaching this point of no return.
All right, that's Hamda Zalhoud joining us live from Amman. Thanks so much, Hamda. Let's bring you up to speed. Here's what we know so far.
My cousin has family in Iran. Check messages. Bro, you're Mexican. I know because you said I'm Mexican in the past when you lied to me about your cousin that works at CNN. Okay? Don't fucking stop. Stop. What's wrong with you?
Go after other targets. Trump says the objective of the strikes was to destroy Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and to stop any nuclear threat.
Yes, I know Hassan's dump truck. I know my fucking chatters. I'm
Israeli
reverse
Prime Minister
parasocial.
Benjamin Netanyahu has also spoken. He thanked the U.S. for the strikes. Shahram Akbarzadeh is the director of the Middle East Studies Forum at Deakin University in Australia and a senior fellow at the Middle East Council on Global Affairs in Doha. He says the strikes on Iran will not lead the regime change in Tehran that the U.S. and Israel are hoping for.
I guess the most obvious precedent is what the United States did in relation to Iraq. the United States organized a coalition of the willing to topple Saddam Hussein under the false pretense that he was developing weapons of mass destruction. It happened that there were no WMDs in Iraq, that it was all a lie, and the United States plunged Iraq into decades of crisis and anarchy. So I think that's the precedent, and I think that tells us why Netanyahu has been pushing Trump to get engaged, because they knew they couldn't destroy Iran's nuclear facility.
Okay, let's hear from the top Democrat. What did he say 2 weeks ago? Does anyone have the video? Do you guys remember the video? I want to show the video because it doesn't do it justice. Passing the Bolton blunt. Yeah. No, nuking Iran, like blowing up Iran or blowing up another fucking like Muslim country in the region is the American foreign policy version of just one more lane. Just one more lane, bro. Please, bro. Things are going to be so different this time, bro. I swear no traffic congestion, bro. I promise, bro. Please believe me. One more fucking lane. Do not do any sort of public transit. That is woke and gay. Do not do that. One more fucking lane on the highway and we got it. Okay? Just one more. And this is the same principle for American foreign policy. One more regime change. I promise things are going to be so fucking good. I promise things will be different this time. It's going to be so easy. It's going to be fun. You're going to have fun while doing it. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Everything is highway. Everything's computer. Everything's regime change. I'm losing my fucking mind. Let's take a look at what Chuck Schumer, the brave opposition leader of the Trump regime, had to say when a couple of weeks ago, Trump was talking about potentially doing a side negotiation with Iran in the denuclearization agreement.
When it comes to negotiating with the terrorist government of Iran, Trump's all over the lot. One day he sounds tough, the next day he's backing off. And now, all of a sudden, we find out that Witkoff and Rubio are negotiating a secret side deal with Iran. What kind of bull is this? They're going to sound tough in public and then have a side deal that lets Iran get away with everything? That's outrageous.
Get away with what? Everything. Like what? Have sovereignty? Like, what do you mean?
We need to make that side deal public. Any side deal should be before Congress and, most importantly, the American people. If Taco Trump is already folding, the American public should know about it. No side deals.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, good to know. Director of Iran Project and senior advisor at the International Crisis Group. Iran's response is likely not just limited to military retaliation. NPT withdrawal is quite likely. I don't think so. What the Iranian Atomic Agency said is not the same as this.
Could be reconstituted.
What the fuck? What just happened? What happened? I fucking hate Twitter so much. It's so busted. Oh, Osita had a great take I saw on the toilet when I was peeing. Donald Trump is an extremely stupid man with very few real policy preferences who has simply done what mainstream conservatives wanted 80 to 90% of the time since he entered politics. They have wanted to bomb Iran. He bombed Iran. Pretty straightforward. The main problem with Donald Trump is that he's a Republican, except Democrats also want to bomb Iran. Felix is so funny, man. Okay, we have 83,000 people in here. Don't show me Felix tweets. What? No, we've declared Iran does not and will not have nukes. If Iran wants to push this into something else, the response will be again swift and all-encompassing. Dude, your name is Midwest MAGA 2024. Who is this we? This administration's foreign policy decisions are only consequential in the negative direction for someone like you. This is what I don't understand. Americans think, and I'm not going to read Felix's response. Okay, I'm not going to read it because I don't want to get fucking banned because he is on a tear right now, on a generational fucking run. Okay, so I'm not going to read his response. My Jewish friend Felix Biederman, before you say that he is being anti-Semitic for whatever he's saying on there, I didn't even look at the screen. Okay, I didn't even see it. If he said something crazy, I didn't even see it. I didn't endorse it. Okay. Now, when Americans say, the Houthis gonna learn why we don't have health care, I lose my fucking mind. Because, dude, you are the one who doesn't have health care, and you basically have realized that the reason why you don't have it is because we're fucking bombing another Muslim country, and you think that's good? Make this make sense. Can you live without health care, you fucking moron? Like, holding on to this notion that, like, America is mighty and that's why we don't have fucking health care is so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. You should be mad at America, not celebrating the fact that you don't have health care and therefore we're going to bomb fucking Yemen. It really doesn't make sense. Hype train, shout it out. The world is fucked. Yes. Read last message, no bait. Okay, you got me, but we're from Jalisco. We either look Arab or white as fuck. Also, don't be sussy. You still get away with it. She says you're hot and her friends at UCLA glaze you. They made a PowerPoint. I'm going to lose my fucking mind. You just admitted to lying about everything. And also, I was right. Oh, so you look Arab. Okay, got it. Yeah, Jalisco. If you think about it, draining our resources so we don't have healthcare, Afghanistan kind of cooked way more Americans than we killed Afghans. Yeah. Yeah, no, that was the masterful gambit from Saudi Arabia. They did 9/11, and then we just mysteriously attacked every other country in the region. Okay? Like... And we were like, you're our greatest ally, sir. Thank you for defending Israel, our other greatest ally. What an incredible event for Saudi Arabia. We might give them nukes, by the way. That's the other thing. You just slap America in the face and they say, please, sir, I want some more. Meanwhile, these dumb fucks are running around being like, they're disrespecting us. They're disrespecting us. These other countries, they're disrespecting us. It's like, bro, what is Israel doing? What is Saudi Arabia doing? Okay? You're doing tricks on it. Your politicians that care about you are doing fucking tricks on it. And the reason why they're doing tricks on it being Saudi penis and Israeli penis, is because the military-industrial complex machine is demanding that your politicians do tricks on it. God forbid you get a fucking moment of respite from all of this, okay? God for fucking bid. I know. I can't believe I criticized Saudi Arabia and said they were responsible for 9/11. That was very anti-Semitic of me. I know. Anyway, here is... Notable answer not included in the 60 Minutes broadcast last night was an overtime. Asked which foreign country she considers to be U.S.'s greatest adversary. Here's what Harris says.
Be our greatest adversary.
I think there's an obvious one in mind, which is Iran. Iran has American blood on their hands, okay? This attack on Israel, 200 ballistic missiles. What we need to do to ensure that Iran never achieves the ability to be a nuclear power.
Why couldn't we girl boss our way to this one, dude? Are you chatters happy? Are you guys happy? We could have been doing the exact same thing, but with a black Asian woman in charge instead. The outcome would be the same, but think about how woke we would be in the process.
That is one of my highest priorities.
So if you have proof that Iran is building a nuclear weapon, would you take military action?
I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals at this moment.
All right, someone sent me the fucking Girl Boss Genocide video, the music video. We have to play it. I know one of you motherfuckers has it. Remember this? Oh, this was when I checked out completely from the process. Why is there no audio? What is happening here?
We must also be steadfast in advancing our security and values abroad. As Vice President, I have confronted threats to our security, negotiated with foreign leaders, strengthened our alliances, and engaged with our brave troops overseas. As Commander-in-Chief, I will ensure America always has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world. And I will fulfill our sacred obligation to care.
Someone in the chat said, "Who's this?" Good one.
Care for our troops and their families, and I will always honor and never disparage their service and their sacrifice.
Yep. Get ready.
We just got married, we're on the road, visiting my husband's hometown. Look up at the vast sky and hear an awful sound. 4 Hellfire missiles in the sky. I watch my life flash before my eyes, but at least there's one huge plus. We know that the bomber was a gay woman, drone pilot, hashtag girl boss. A gay woman, drone pilot, hashtag girl boss. I'm here to get my kid from school. I pull up, don't see him at all. I stop the car to head inside when a black van cuts me off. An armed agent steps out of the van. Next thing I know, I'm in an ICE camp, and I won't see my son again. At least I wasn't deported by a man. Brown woman, ICE agent, hashtag girl boss. A brown woman, ICE agent, hashtag girl boss.
Make America slay again.
Got laid off by a woman CEO. Oh yeah, it was hashtag woke. Israel destroyed my olive farm to build a settlement. Thank God the IDF has gay soldiers in it. We'll continue bombing Yemen. It's fine, the Pentagon will be led by a black man. Don't you know the world's inherently violent? That's why we need more women drone pilots. Someone murdered a white family in the year 1983. Multiple witnesses saw the crime that night. They all agreed the killers were white. The police had a different idea in mind. They found a black man to malign. They framed and sentenced him to death. His appeal rejected by Harris. Black South Asian prosecutor, hashtag girl boss. Black South Asian prosecutor, hashtag girl boss. Black South Asian vice president, hashtag girl boss. Black South Asian vice president, hashtag girl boss.
That was more women drone pilots from Vika's music. Fantastic. Incredible. With the initial D as well. 5,000 people have left since the start. I don't give a shit. We're purging the ranks for all of the fucking naysayers and all of the no fun Andes. The 5,000 people that left since that song started are all the people that are like, I don't want to hear from you that that the outcome would be identical if Kamala Harris was the president. Those are the people that don't want to hear this. Now, it doesn't matter, ultimately. I'm not saying this to be like, I told you so. That's fucking stupid. The reason why I try to hammer on this point is so that you stay sharp and recognize when your politicians that are not serving your best interest lie to you, or sometimes even don't do the decent thing and lie to you. Okay? Remember that. This is why I say foreign policy is uniparty and something must change. And if we want to actually, if we do care about the issues and we don't just operate off of team sport perspectives, like that one dumb fuck Republican who was like, oh, Biden gave $300 billion to Ukraine. He gave $70 quadrillion to Ukraine, brother. Okay? When they say that, when they're talking about that shit, okay, they are playing the role of a partisan hack for a party that doesn't care about them. But you should be smarter. You should be better than this. We should demand change from our politicians that are responsive to our needs. You should care about the policies, not the party that doesn't even have the dignity to tell you that they care about these things, to tell you that there needs to be an alternative outcome here. The U.S., according to ABC News, the U.S. and Israel had practiced this exact attack against Iranian nuclear facilities in a military exercise about a year ago. A source in Israel with direct knowledge on the matter confirmed to ABC News. I wonder why Brett McGurk has been fucking talking about how this is exactly what we wanted to do. We set the stage to be able to do this over and over again on fucking CNN. Timestamp, here's the exact moment he said, I'm done, to her at the DNC.
To the war in Gaza, President Biden and I are working around the clock because now is the time to get a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done.
I'm out. I'm tapped.
And let me be clear. I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself.
Oh, I'm super out. I'm super out.
Always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7.
Yeah. They wanted to do this so bad that they lost the election. They didn't give a fuck. They did not give a fuck.